Hi, it's Laura at Aquamarine18. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I am here with what I think will be a very quick VR to a tag that I found called WhereITarot. And this tag was started by Common Hawthorn, and I first saw this tag on Harlot's channel. So I'm going to link both of their videos below that I'm VRing to. So the idea of this tag is just to share, exactly like the name suggests, where we tarot. So Common Hawthorn in his video was asking, do we read in public or in private only? Do we have one spot in our house that we have kind of dedicated as a space to read in, or is it just kind of spreading out the cards wherever we might happen to be? So I'm not so much in the wherever I happen to be category, actually. I am much more so in the a few specific spots group. So I thought I would share with you the two spots that are where I tarot. One, which is in my home, and then the other, which is outside, which is a favorite place to go, weather permitting in the summer. Okay, so the main place that I tarot is at my table. So here to the right of the table is a trunk that's covered by a blanket right now, but the trunk is where I keep all of my old journals. I keep my incenses in there, extra tea lights, things like that, and also the cloths that I cover the table with, and I have 4, and I change them out seasonally. So this is the winter paisley. I mostly just have paisleys for different seasons. And so on the table at any given time is my journal, my one fountain pen, something that makes noise, a singing bowl here. The green cup in the top right is an incense burner. Across the back I have a representation of elements, so a tea light, some water, some feathers, and some dirt from my backyard. Right now in this picture there's like a lot more crystals than usual because I cheated on the depth here at the gem show in my local town, so got a few little extra treats there. I have a card displayed from the Arcana of Astrology deck by Claire Goodchild, Black and the Moon, with the moon phase showing, and that's something I change, as relevant. And you can see a reading that I did for myself most recently with the Spacious Tarot, which is a deck, and I don't know if you have decks like this, a deck that seems to want to give me all swords all the time, or in this reading, sword, 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 tower. Then I have a little candle extinguisher and some other things. The book underneath the Spacious Tarot box is the Elemental Divination, a Dice Oracle book, and this is in the bedroom upstairs, so there's just the curtains there behind the table, and I like this spot as a place to tarot in my house because it's quiet. I can shut the door if I want. To the left of this table is where my decks are. I have a shelf so I can see them and decide what I want to work with, and I can open the curtains and have outdoors or have fresh air coming in. So I really like having this dedicated space. And I will occasionally get out the cards somewhere else in my house, just like on the sofa, if we're relaxing, or certainly at the dining room table, which is where I film for YouTube. But the very, very vast majority of the time when I'm reading for myself, which is most of the reading that I do in my home, it is at this table. My other favorite where I tarot spot is a park that's in my neighborhood, and I like to walk there when it's warm, and if I want to read somewhere outside that isn't just my backyard, then I will come here, and this is a view from the bench that I sit on the most often. There's also just a fairly flat spot there to sit on the ground, and I will bring a reading cloth with me. I have smaller reading cloths that I have made or have had made that are just hemmed around the edges with the same fabrics that I use to cover the table. so I can bring that same fabric with me if I want and just set up in the park, bring a journal, and it's a great spot to read as well. So in terms of the tag Where I Tarot, I mostly do in my home, in private, just for me, at a designated spot, which is my table. But when I do read in public, it's mostly in this spot in the park, and still mostly just for me.